There's a ton of content out there, and if you don't know where to start, it can be overwhelming, even paralyzing. So let's fix that. Welcome to Simply Cyber, a community of tens of thousands of aspiring and active cybersecurity professionals focused on networking, knowledge sharing, and professional development. I'm Dr. Gerald, Auger, Chief Content Creator at Simply Cyber, inviting you to get the answers to your cybersecurity problems with hundreds of cybersecurity videos answering your frequently asked questions, interviewing industry experts, and live streaming daily cyber threat briefings hosted by me. Now get the stories and insights you won't find anywhere else. Hit subscribe now and dig into all the fresh content on the channel and in the community. Nothing should stop you from launching and leveling up your cybersecurity career today. All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the party. Today is, Today is Friday, June 14th, 2024. This is episode 644-ish of Simply Cyber's Daily Cyber Threat Free Podcast. I am your host, Dr. Gerald Auger, and over the next 45 minutes to an hour, me, you, the tatted IT, Chuck Down, and Flow Rider, Kimberly Can Fix It, also from the Lanai, Nerman, Carrie, Senfulous, Laura Flores, Marcus Kyler of the Yeet Crew, Jenny Housley, and Mod Chat, along with Casually Joseph, DJ B-Sec. So many of you looking to come crushing into the weekend for a week of hard work and well-deserved rest and relaxation. We're all going to be sharing the top cybersecurity news stories of the day, and I'll be giving my expert opinion and analysis on each of those stories, on what it means to you as a practitioner. So, like, what's actually going on here? What can we do with this information besides go, ho-hum, another cyber incident, nom. And if you're looking to break into the industry, believe me, you've got tons of value here, my friend. Don't think that, oh, this is for people already working in industry. No. You're going to get exposed to all sorts of concepts, all sorts of terminology. I'm going to drop knowledge bombs on things that you will never, ever read in a textbook or hear in a classroom because I've lived it. So many people in the Simply Cyber community, you see that chat flowing through. So many of them have experienced and lived the life and have knowledge and wisdom to share with everybody in the community, even those looking to break in. So believe me when I tell you, you are in the right place, my friend. Support, inclusion, let's go. Now, I want everybody to know I don't prep or research for any of these shows. Literally, the last 10 minutes I spent slogging gear back from my house into the studio here as we prepare for the next phase of what's going on around here at my place. So I got a little bit of a sweat on my brow. I haven't even really had a chance to enjoy this coffee. I certainly didn't have a chance to prep for the show, so I look like, like let me just take a random hot take. No, this is legit. I'm trying to recreate me and you at the coffee counter at work after a drive-in. Now, before I get into it, I do want to say shout out and love. What's up, Eric Walls? What's up, Evans? We got a lot to go through today. It is Friday. We got Grayson's Joke of the Week presented by James McQuiggan at 35,000 feet. It is a Father's Day themed joke collection. We've also got the coloring contest winners to be announced. Ooh, the judges got together and went through. It was grueling coming up with winners, but we have the winners of all of our coloring contest events and prizes for everyone. Now, before we get into it, let me go ahead and say shout out and love to the stream sponsors. Start with my man, Eric Taylor and Barricade Cyber Solutions. Listen, y'all, Barricade Cyber Solutions is dedicated to helping businesses from cyber attacks and recover from the damage done. Recover? Yeah, are you talking about the same thing as Function 5 of the NIST cybersecurity framework? What? Yes, that's what I'm saying. Not only can Barricade Cybers help you recover, they can help you with the whole framework. Detect, check, respond, definitely. Recover, oh yeah.
Catch me outside, how about that?
They will take threat actors outside, believe me when I tell you that. So if you're looking to avoid having massive issues from cyber attacks and not have business owners get whipped up into turmoil, Barricade Cyber Solutions can help you mitigate the damage done by cyber incidents. Believe it. Check them out at barricadecyber.com. Links in the description below, as always. Where's my mouse? Mouse? Oh my God. You know, like from the office of functionality that nobody asked for, this trackball I have has a button on it, and when you push it, it changes the mouse's like the cursor moves incredibly slow across the monitor. Like, who's asking for that? Like, what What feature requests did that come in for? I want to say shout out and love to Antisyphon. Big news, everybody. Antisyphon has officially renewed their sponsorship. They will get comfortable with Antisyphon training because they're here through the end of 2024 until further notice. Thank you, Antisyphon Training, for continuing to collaborate with Simply Cyber and delivering disrupting capabilities to the traditional cybersecurity training industry. Guys, if you don't know Antisyphon, they're providing high-quality, cutting-edge education to everyone, like Flakinator, Broke Hacker in Real Life, Tacos, Triple D, Gary Sturgiotis, everyone. Listen, Broke Hacker in Real Life, just to use your name, Broke Hacker. Antisyphon Training, they offer training regardless of financial position. You can be a broke hacker and still take this incredible training. They offer their students the opportunity to learn skills, practice what is taught, and engage with the community, much like the Simply Cyber community, in a fun and inclusive way. Go to antisyphontraining.com. Check them out. Remember, next week is the Incident Response Summit, this right here. Oh my gosh. The Incident Response Summit, guys. This is a free one-day conference. Eric Taylor from Barricade Cyber is going to be co-hosting this. This is an opportunity you don't want to miss, okay? I'm going to drop a link in chat. This is a free conference, guys. Great people, great content. James McQuiggan at 35,000 feet, dropping squad memberships.
Did we just become best friends?
If you're one of those lucky ones, Carrie, Senfulous, Crinkles, Scott B., you have James McQuiggan to thank. Thanks, James. Also, there's tons of training the day after. This isn't free, but Cyber Threat 101 with my man Wade Wells is only $295 if you can get your boss to pay for it. But I'll be in that class alongside Erding Johnson, CA. Come learn from Wade Wells. I'm certainly looking forward to it. I'm probably going to do a scathing food review, like the New York Times scathing food review of, I'll be like the judge in Ratatouille going through Wade Wells' course. So let's see what happens. Also, I do want to issue, or I want to let you all know that each episode of the Daily Cyber Threat Brief is worth one half of a CPE. What's up, Chinadu? Good to see you. So say what's up in chat, grab a screenshot, and get your CPEs. It's as simple as that. If you are new here, drop a hashtag first timer in chat. Would you please? Hashtag first timer in chat. We have a special sound effect, a special emote, and we love welcoming our first timers. So, and if you're a regular long timer, welcome back to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal.
It's Friday. It's all about good times. Let's party. I do want to issue one small correction. Yesterday, for those who are regulars, if you were here yesterday, I was drinking out of a gifted mug from the 36 Electronic Warfare Squadron. Out of my buddy. My college roommate, Colonel McGuire, was my college roommate, and it's his squadron. Now, check this out. I want to issue a correction. I was drinking out of this mug, and I mistakenly said Pensacola, Florida. I had someone in chat or comments ping me and say, hey, wait a minute. I don't think that squadron's out of Pensacola. So to all my Air Force people, I did fact check it. It is in Eglin, not Pensacola. And I was like, oh, they're both Western Florida. Who cares? It's all the same. Pensacola is actually 20 hours away from Eglin Air Force Base. So for all my Air Force people, Josh Mason, Kerry Tyler, Eric Capuano, all those people, it is at Eglin Air Force Base. So, and I got confused because here's the talk right here that I did if you want to go watch it. But I went to Eglin because my buddy was being promoted to lieutenant colonel. And I guess when you get that high up, they do like ceremonies or something like that. So I was getting a couple memories mixed up. But long story short, thank you very much. And shout out to the Air Force. You guys are great. All right. We got the coloring contest, so don't sleep on that. That's going to be coming up at the end. We've got winners, so you may be getting winner chicken dinner coming on here. The haircut fish, you are not a first-timer, but welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Hold on, is that walking? Oh, that is walking. Hold on. Thank you, DJ Bisek. Apparently, you can get there in a car in 1 hour. 1 hour, 8 minutes. So thank you. I am also producing this show, so I missed that small detail. Thank you very much. All right, let's go. All All right, guys, do me a favor. Sit back, relax, and let's let the cool sounds of the hot news wash over us. See you at the mid-roll.
Every CISO has a unique path to getting the role.
What?
But once you're there, what is it?
Oh, my God. Hi, this is episode 1 of the Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Brief. I'm your host, Ron Burgundy. Let's go.
From the CISO series, it's Cybersecurity Headlines.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Friday, June 14th, 2024. I'm Steve Prentice. Record high for North American cyber insurance claims. A new report released by insurance broker Marsh said it received, quote, over 1,800 cyber
Okay, Rogers. Welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal.
claim reports from clients in the US and Canada more than any other year, end quote. The company identifies the source of these problems as more sophisticated cyber attacks, the Move It incident, as well as more companies buying cyber insurance. 1/5 of its clients, 282 companies, submitted a claim in 2023, with healthcare being the industry with the highest number of claims.
Gary Sturgiotis, we don't need a donkey sounder. I'll do those manually. All right, so check it out. Cyber insurance claims hit record high. Sure, why not? Everybody's signing up. You get an insurance policy. You get an insurance policy. I do want to give a shout out to Jeremiah Grossman. You can find this talk in the archives. Jeremiah Grossman is a well-known cybersecurity practitioner and jiu-jitsu BA. And he, just to give him some kind of like notoriety, he has the record for most talks given at Black Hat ever. I think it's like 18. So he knows a thing or two. In 2015, I was sitting in the audience at Black Hat, and he was giving a talk about why cyber insurance is going to rule the world as far as dictating information security programs. And it came to fruition. If you work in industry right now, you chances are your business wants cyber insurance, right? It's like very common now to have cyber insurance. Back in the day, there was like riders that you could add to your insurance policy, and then they became very like boutique. People would just throw them in. There was like it was like Oklahoma Sooners with insurance companies. They were just like writing policies all over the place. When NotPetya hit, specifically NotPetya, it was kind of a precedent-setting situation because Mondelez and Merck basically sued Zurich International for like $1 billion, like something crazy. Great cash, homie. So it flipped everything upside down. If you have tried to get cyber insurance in the last 4 years, you know dang well how scrutinizing the insurance companies are, to the point. And I'll give you a hint. One of my clients, I was helping him with cyber insurance, right? And they had a hot mess express. I'm not going to go into there's a reason that I was helping them, okay? Because they were a dumpster fire, with all due respect. And they're not a client anymore. And solicited for 26 different companies, 26, to give insurance quotes for cyber insurance. Some like 22 of them refused to write, refused to even move forward. They asked like a couple questions, like, do you have this control in place, this specific control? And the answer was no. And they're like, you're joking, right? No, go away. Sreenuri, welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal.
So anyway, cyber insurance, it's a real thing. And the reason that cyber insurance companies are being so scrutinizing or 4xing, 8xing your annual premiums is because they have to pay out these things. Guys, you've got to remember, insurance companies are for-profit companies. They send out X amount of policies that they charge, say, $1 million in premiums for, and they expect to pay out on claims less than $1 million. They are not in the business of losing money, believe me. Okay? So if they take in $1 million in revenue, and in 2023, they paid out $1.5 million in policies, they're absolutely going to raise rates. Like no matter, like it's a business, right? Now, the insurance claims hit record high. All this means is the following: rates are going to go up next year, and the level of scrutiny on basic cyber hygiene is also going to go up. So Flakinator says, can cyber insurance help make things more secure? No, cyber insurance does not help make anything more secure. All cyber insurance does is make you whole on lost revenue or the expense of hiring staff to deal with an incident. Think about like a car insurance, right? First of all, if you get in a car accident, your insurance goes up, right? That's like the common thing, right? So first of all, think of it that way. Second of all, cyber insurance doesn't make you get in less of an accident. Cyber insurance doesn't make some jerk T-bone you less, right? Seatbelts protect you. Those are protective controls. Cyber insurance, just like car insurance, pays for a new car or pays to have your car taken to a mechanic or pays for a rental while your car gets repaired. That's what cyber insurance does. Like Barricade Cyber comes in to help you with incident response, and you're losing your manufacturing company. You're not making widgets for a week and you lose $250,000. Cyber insurance will give you that money to make you whole. The problem with cyber insurance, and we've come a long way. Okay, all right. So BSEC has a good point. I'll actually address that in a second. I'm thinking, okay, so cyber insurance does have a negative aspect to it because a lot of business people think that they're transferring the risk completely and they don't need to invest in cybersecurity because who cares? If things go bad, we'll just get money for it, right? So that's one problem. BSEC does bring up a good point in chat, which I would like to share here. He says, I would beg to differ with me. Cyber insurance makes you have controls in place before you can get it, so therefore it would make you more secure. This is true, but talking about insurance as a control does not make you more secure. Cyber insurance companies will not give you insurance unless you have multi-factor, unless you demonstrate that you have somebody in the CISO or director of InfoSec seat. Will not, like basic access controls and stuff like that. That's how cyber insurance works. Like if you are a dumpster fire, they won't even give you a policy because they know you're going to get breached, which by the way, that should be the most compelling piece of evidence to a business that you're screwed. If an insurance company won't write you a policy, the insurance company is saying there's 100% chance you're going to get compromised in the next year. Like that's what that means. Now, if you have crap security, they'll write you a policy, but it'll be gross, right? It'll be like $300,000 a year, for a $1 million policy or something, right? I've actually had that situation too, where the CIO is like, well, dude, if it's $300,000 for a $1 million policy, like I'll just put $300,000 in a bank account, for lack of a better term. I'll earmark $300,000 and we'll just use that if we get into an incident, right? Like I don't think we're going to have one, so we're just going to bookmark that money. Again, not a good plan, but all right, cyber insurance, you burnt. All right. Let's see what people are saying here. Does anyone think having cyber insurance means you don't have to worry about attacks anymore? Glum Hippo's saying that's a straw man argument. Glum Hippo, I'm sorry, buddy. Like I literally know a friend who works in, well, I don't want to say what industry because it might identify them, but I know someone who works at a very lucrative healthcare adjacent industry, and the executive team, they don't believe in InfoSec. All right, let's go.
NATO members to increase vigilance over Russian sabotage attempts. Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg, speaking in advance of the two-day meeting of NATO defense ministers in Brussels, said the effort will include, quote, increased awareness, exchange of information, intelligence, stepping up the protection of critical infrastructure, including undersea infrastructure and cyber, and also imposing tighter restrictions on Russian intelligence personnel across the alliance, end quote. In fact, much of the activities identified in the agreement focus on Russian organizations and individuals.
All right, so, all right, so here's a weird thing, right? So, like, NATO is tackling Russian spying and sabotage ops. Now, Russia, they're a first world power. They're very, they are the KGB. Hello, like Cold War online too. So they've been doing sabotaging and spying all the time. I don't know why NATO's tackling it now. I feel like it's just weird. Like they should have been like, haven't they been doing this forever? So I don't know. Their response options will include increased awareness. Okay. So they're going to run a campaign that says like loose slips, sink ships, intel sharing. Again, I'm just stunned. Like I'm stunned that this is like a story. Like why wasn't NATO doing this before? Why wasn't Five Eyes doing this? Like nation states of first world powers have definitely been doing counterintelligence, counter espionage operations. I wish this story had come out yesterday so we could have asked Charles Finfrock about it. 2 British nationals have been charged with helping Russian intel over a suspected arson attempt. All right. Okay. So the reason that they're getting after it is because they're deeply concerned about recent malign activities on Allied territories. All right. So things are just ramping up. And I hate to say, this is not, I'm not trying to be like the sky is falling type guy, but like this just feels like pre-conflict ramping up. So, this isn't necessarily a cyber story. I guess if you're working in federal government for NATO countries, you may see some information like this. But I mean, for the most part, for me, you and Jeremy Williams, Alexander Brown, like I don't really see this as like something we're doing anything with. So anyways, way to go. It's a thing. Jeremy Williams in chat. I caught the end of the Finfrock show after work. He had me cracking up. Thank you again for passing my questions to him. Absolutely, Jeremy. Yep, this is cool. Oh my God, Hunter Bowman, currently listening from under a welding hood. Can't wait to be at a desk. Let's go, Hunter Bowman. Thanks for making it work. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being part of the community, man. Love it. All right, let's keep going.
Remcos RAT discovered inside UU in...
All right, yeah, actually, so Russian warships are off the coast of Cuba for military drills. Again, not to like go too far off on a tangent, but this is very similar to when the United States was running military exercises off the coast of South Korea and like North Korea was losing their mind. I'm telling you, again, I might have to spin up a separate YouTube channel for some of these like geopolitical hot takes that are completely not informed by me. But this definitely, I mean, I don't know. I study. I'm a dude, right? So like, I'm a big nerd for history. I'm sure many people in chat are. I love Dan Carlin's hardcore history, so a little bit of a fan of military history, right? If you look at the ramp up to World War II, I don't know. There's a lot of parallels here.
Coding emails. Researchers from South Korea's Anlab Security Intelligence Center, that is AHNLAB, are warning of a new phishing campaign that distributes the Remcos RAT malware within UU encoding file attachments. These are attached to emails purporting to be about importing or exporting shipments. The malicious .uue files encode a VBS script attached to the emails. This ultimately leads to a download of the Remcos RAT malware. The Anlab security report does not mention which organizations might be behind this attack. Researcher warns of the need to patch.
All right, Remcos RAT. Ratatouille, right? Ratatouille. Rats can be cute, right? I guess. I mean, if they know how to whip up a nice flambe, right? Chef's kiss. Okay, Remcos RAT distributed as UU encoding file. All right. Threat actors for days have been trying to, basically obscure, obfuscate, hide content, right? Here's the deal. Can we please, by the way, a RAT is a remote access Trojan. It's basically malware that allows a threat actor to get in. I've zoomed all the way in on this email. Listen, this email, subject line, invoice for the BL number, whatever. Right? So it's faking to be an invoice. There's no body to this email. The attachment is a like gobbledygook carestring.uue. Please educate your end users, especially your finance and accounting people, but educate your end users. Like, take a moment and look at the file attachment. UUE. Come on, like, my Aunt Dorothea is not the most tech savvy person, and she knows that looks suspicious. Like, come on. Who's opening this and then taking action on it? Let's take a look at how it works, all right? So, UUE is short for Unix to Unix encoding. I guess, you could see here, this is a VBS script. You can see I've zoomed in here. This is looking at it in memory, so like a hex dump. Looks like it's using Power Archiver, and the file name is invoice.vbs. Maybe they have a screenshot of what the VBS code does. Oh, thank you. All right, that was a premature saxophone. Premature, because that's not really a good infographic. But you could see here, this is the VB script that runs. And I'll talk about this in a second. Once it runs, it actually pulls, it saves a PowerShell script and runs the PowerShell and then accesses a hard-coded IPv4 address where it pulls down another ridiculously named file, and off they run PowerShell on your environment. And here you go. Here we go. Pop a shell, and they're off and running. At this point, they own your box, okay? So many opportunities to stop this, okay? So many opportunities to stop this. 1, educate your end users. 2, don't allow stupid attachments to come through on emails. 3, run EDR solutions that look at behavior and realize that a UUE file is calling a VBS script, which is calling a PowerShell, which is reaching out to some random IPv4 address, which is pulling down another file, which is detonating an attempt directory. Modern EDR solutions should detect that and be like, no, that seems odd. Okay. I do want to spend a hot minute educating a little bit. You can see here that the file runs Tyler Ramsey, aka Papa Shell. Yes, premature saxication. Yes, I'm glad people picked up on that joke. All right, so hey, I want to call your attention to this. If you can see this online, I'll describe it if you're listening on audio. But you can see here, this is a VBS script. It doesn't matter. It could be Python. It could be a PowerShell. It's just a script. Now, when we talk about computer programs, you can have there's two main choices. There's 2 other choices, but we're not going to get into those. There's interpreted programs and there's compiled programs. Compiled programs is what it sounds like, compiled, like an executable. You're not going to be able to open it up and look at it. There's reasons you run those. They run faster. They're closer to the, basically the processor because it's machine code. It doesn't have to be interpreted. Whatever. This is interpreted. Interpreted programs are scripts, and you can read them as a human. Threat actors know this. So what threat actors do is they obfuscate it to make it difficult for me, you, and haircut fish to read these things. So you can see these are, Barton and Jalagueres and Popoli and -57832. Like, none of this makes sense. I will tell you, if you see this, you should immediately get your hackles up that there's something sus going on. Most people do not obfuscate their code. They actually try to write it somewhat cleanly so the next developer can read it, or you go back 6 months later, you can read it yourself. This is to slow down analysis. Furthermore, if you didn't know this, threat actors will also include a bunch of bull crap that doesn't even have anything to do with the program. Again, to confuse the malware analyst and to slow down SecOps people from figuring out what's going on. So that's what's up. All right. This isn't good. They said this is happening in South Korea mostly. So, we're United States people, you're fine. But at the end of the day, this is an opportunity to learn. There's no reason this can't be sent out to anyone else. Just fire it out. I don't know who's running it. I don't know what their end goals are, but it seems powerful, right? Oh yeah, look at all these screenshots. Get the baby oil. These screenshots are good. Okay, key logging data. All right, so it's doing key logging, espionage. They can get creds. They can get whatever you're typing in. You type an email to someone, they'll scoop that. More likely you type your username and password, they scoop that. All right, let's go.
Veeam recovery orchestrator exploit. As reported in Bleeping Computer, quote, a proof of concept exploit for a critical Veeam recovery orchestrator authentication bypass vulnerability has been released, elevating the risk of being exploited in attacks, end quote. Security researcher Sina Kairka, who developed the exploit, posted on his site that the flaw is, quote, practically more straightforward to exploit than the vendor's bulletin suggested, end quote. Arising from a hard-coded JSON web token, it allows attackers to log into the Veeam Recovery Orchestrator web UI with administrative privileges. Veeam points out that to be successful, however, the attacker must know the exact username and role of an account that has an active Veeam Recovery Orchestrator UI access token to accomplish the hijack.
Okay, couple things here. One, Veeam Recovery Orchestrator. Not good, right? So that would definitely be part of your recovery processes, your business continuity. I'm not a huge Veeam person, but I would think the recovery orchestration is not something that you're messing with often because it's like a control in place to help with recovery. So you may not detect if it gets compromised. A security researcher found a vulnerability and developed a proof of concept exploit, which you can download, apparently. This guy, holy crap, this is impressive. I'm going to follow him on Twitter. Pwn to Own 2022, 23, 24. If you're being invited to Pwn to Own, you kick massive butt as a security researcher. They don't, it seems, listen, you don't get invited to Pwn to Own if you're some, geek in the street, right? You got to be handy with the keyboard, if you know what I mean, right? A little appropriation of regulators. So this guy looks for 0 days. He's obviously really good at it. He did publish his findings. He got this nice CVE. I do hope that Veeam has released a patch for this. Let me check really quickly. It says patch now. You gotta patch it. This is so contact your IT infrastructure counterparts. Carl in accounting and Karen in sales, they're not running Veeam, or they shouldn't be, right? This is an enterprise IT infrastructure solution. So you should be patching it with regular patches and updates. This is one of those ones where be mindful. You might get a little pushback from the IT organization saying, we don't have a maintenance window for this one. It's not good. They said here, there's two things that kind of contradict each other. So it says the flaw allows unauthenticated attackers to log in with admin privileges. This is the root of the problem. LOL. You see what I did there with the word root? Oh my God. Okay. The root of the problem is that unauthenticated attackers can get admin privileges. Now, if your Veeam recovery orchestration web interface, which just means you can access it through a web browser, that's it. First of all, you'd have to have access to that web server. I don't know really how many people have their Veeam recovery orchestration internet facing. That sounds like a really bad architecture design. Like you should have to log into a VPN at minimum to get onto the network to get to the recovery orchestration. Second of all, they did say, and this is a little counterintuitive, it says you need to know the exact username and password of somebody with access. If you know the exact username and password, why would you need to exploit a bug? Why don't you just log in? That's the part I was a little confused about. Maybe with multi-factor authentication, you could bypass that. They said that there's a hard-coded JSON web token secret inside of Veeam orchestration. Again, this is a really bad look for Veeam. I don't know why people are hard-coding secrets. I mean, that's not good, man. You can find those things. You can disassemble binaries. You can look in code. You can find secrets. So that's not I don't know what developer, like, dude, I feel like a developer was like Friday at 2 and the boss is like, we got to get this build out by the weekend. And he's like, I got an Airbnb down in Asheville. I want to scoop up. I got to get out of here. Oh, the secret thing's hard. Let's just hard code it. Let's go. All right. Let me see if it says. See, it says the attacker must know the exact username. Oh, I'm sorry, not password. Exact username and role of an account to hijack it. So, I mean, this is something that you should patch, but again, I don't think it's going to be internet facing. BSEC is fact checking me here. This is great. You shouldn't need a maintenance window because Veeam recovery orchestration is a management system, shouldn't impact production. Okay. Well, then you could take that ammunition. You could take that ammunition to your IT infrastructure. TLDR, even though a lot of stars have to align for exploitation of this to happen, like execute best practices.
You gotta
patch your stuff, man. Like, come on. What are we doing?
And now, a word from our sponsor, Vanta. Whether you're starting or scaling your security program, Vanta helps you automate compliance across frameworks like SOC 2, ISO 27001, and more. With Vanta, you can streamline security reviews by automating questionnaires and demonstrating your security posture with a customer-facing trust center. Over 7,000 global companies like Atlassian, Flow Health, and Quora use Vanta to manage risk and prove security. Our listeners get $1,000 off at vanta.com/headlines. That's VANTA.com/headlines.
What's up? It's the mid-roll on Friday. Coming at you. Yes, sir. We are at the mid-roll. I still got half a pot of coffee. Come at me, bro. I love it. Shout out to the stream sponsors, Barricade Cyber, Antisyphon. Love it, love it, love it. I'm wearing a Black Hills shirt right now. They're Antisyphon and Black Hills are basically one and the same. Love myself some Black Hills and Antisyphon. Shout out to Kathy Chambers and Zach Hill from Antisyphon. Hashtag Team SC members and also Antisyphon staff. Guys, if you're getting value from the stream, if you like the music, if you like the entertainment, if you like the education, if you like BSEC fact-checking me on every story, hit the like button on chat. It goes a long way to helping others find the stream. It's as simple as that. I don't count the vanity metrics. I literally just want as many people the opportunity to realize the value and take advantage of all the opportunities that Simply Cyber community offers. Let's go. All right, guys. Hey, every single day of the week, we do Simply Cyber Community Challenge. And we've already got this all sorted out, but let me tell you what it is. If you want to blow up your professional network on LinkedIn, if you want professional network on LinkedIn and have your LinkedIn feed Are we up? Hello?
I just popped in.
Are we here? Am I here?
No, Eric popped in.
Am I here? Can you hear
Are
me?
we back?
Are we up?
I hear you. I hear you. Oh, yeah, we're back because I see myself on. All right.
Thank
I'm
you.
dropping.
Thanks, mods. Dude, look at the A-team just deploying. It's like break glass in case of emergency. Mods drop in. We're handling our business. Agent 57's got the Simply Cyber Community Challenge. Go online. Go out there and crush it. Also, shout out to business continuity operations and excellent cybersecurity professionals just executing that NIST cybersecurity framework. Did you see the detection and response mechanisms? Let's go, la 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 las. All right, hey, it is Father's Day. We've got James McQuiggan's at 35,000 feet jokes of the week. Here we go. Did you hear the joke about the satellite? No, it didn't land. Oh my God, brutal. Brutal. All right, hey, let me see here. Oh wait, 1 second. You guys are gonna get some Crockett's revenge. Okay, here we go. Did you hear the joke about the construction site? Oh no, you can't because James is still working on it. Oh my God. Did you hear the joke about the pizza? No, James, we didn't. Probably best because it's cheesy. Oh my God. Did you hear the joke about the man who stole soap? Don't worry, everybody. He's clean now. Oh. Did you hear the joke about the broken pencil? Don't worry. It's pointless anyways. All right. Did you hear that somebody stole the toilet seat from the police station? Really going deep on this one. Did you hear somebody stole a toilet seat from the police station? Unfortunately, the lead detective has reported that he has nothing to go on now. And finally, I like telling dad jokes. James McQuiggan likes telling dad jokes. Sometimes he laughs. Sometimes he laughs. Oh my God. Oh my God. The Father's Day dad joke tsunami. It's like Sharknado coming at you. Woo! All right. Thanks, James McQuiggan at 35,000 feet. Let's go ahead and finish strong. Also, don't forget, we've got the coloring contest winners coming up as well. Big announcements at the end of the stream. So stay tuned for that. Let's go.
Freelancers become victims of New York Times GitHub repo data breach. Following up on the ongoing story regarding the January heist of New York Times data from its GitHub repository, the news outlet has sent notifications to, quote, freelance visual contributors that have done work for the Times in recent years, end quote. The data stolen includes home phone numbers, email addresses, mailing addresses, nationality, and social media usernames, as well as, in some cases, specialized information such as diving and drone certifications or access to specialized equipment. No actual number of affected freelancers has been disclosed.
All right. So if you're a freelance reporter, all right. I love how, like, if you work at the paper, like as a full-time employee, you're fine. Like, they're like, don't worry, we're fine. Exposed credentials. Okay, so, dude, again, can we please have multi-factor authentication? Like, yet another story where multi-factor authentication, one control, would have stopped this entire compromise. It's a GitHub repo. GitHub is accessible from the internet. There's no reason you shouldn't have multi-factor authentication on internet-facing accounts. No reason. Let's see. First and last name. I mean, in all reality, the level of information that was compromised probably is like, it's mostly like publicly available, right? Like most people, like, go look at like an IMDb page, right? You can get some of this information. I guess you wouldn't get phone number, email address, and mailing address, although data brokers would love to sell it to you. That's why I use Delete Me, but more about that next week. I don't know, guys. Basically, a GitHub repo. Holy Jesus, 273 gigs of data. Ooh, that's a lot of data, guys. If you think about it, it's like text data. When was that, like, you ever seen a text file? It's not big. So to have 273 gigs is pretty it's pretty massive. Let's see. Unfortunately, yeah, you can see it's on 4chan. This data's out there. I don't know if anything will come of it, right? I mean, it's inputs for social engineering campaigns. I don't think this is a massive issue, but multi-factor authentication would have fixed it.
City governments in Michigan and New York suffer ransomware attacks. On Wednesday, the towns of Traverse City, Michigan, and Newburgh, New York, both announced that they had been hit by cyber incidents that required shutdowns of online systems. This means residents would not be able to make online payments for taxes, water, and permits, although 911 services remain active. These are both ongoing investigations, and as such, representatives are releasing very few details as they pursue these incidents.
All right, here we go. City, state, local municipalities. Again, like getting like a wet sausage across the face. City of Cleveland, down. Michigan and New York are like, hold my beer, and they get slapped in the face. Traverse City and Newburgh, two cities I've never heard of. Apparently, Traverse City, all my Michigan people, this must be in the UP, right? Borderline Canada. A? Did they say A up there? Oh, don't you know? Maybe that's more Minnesota. Guys, it is what it is. I don't know what else to say. This story is like just bring it back. IT department gets hit. Most things are down except 911 services are unaffected. Like, you literally, like, seriously, if I was Jonathan Grieg, I would like maximize my opportunities by saving this news story off, inserting variables here, and then just rinsing and repeating this story and inserting new city names for the variables. This is a consistent attack, and it's quite successful, and threat actors are going to continue. And I don't see why they wouldn't, right? Low-hanging fruit. It affects a city. City's got money. They're gonna pay for it, right? Residents are being urged to delay in-person payments or use online portals. Online payment systems were not affected. Oh, that's nice. Normally, I would say who's actually paying in person nowadays, but I actually did mail a paper check 2 days ago to the IRS, so I guess I'm I'm that guy. Man, the gray hair is strong on this one. All right. If I had to guess, this town, I mean, it's hard to know how long they'll be down based on what their capabilities are for recovery, but at least a week, if not longer. You could see here, look at this, dude. Oakland, California, Dallas, Texas, Wichita, Kansas, Birmingham, Pensacola gave them some love earlier in the show. Jacksonville Beach. Guys, if you work for a state and local municipality, you haven't like a armory of ammunition to go request funds to harden your environment. If you are an MSP servicing a state and local municipality, use this in your like not pitches, but like when you're trying to sell services. Dude, it's not good. It's not even like fear, uncertainty, and doubt. I mean, there's like facts here. This is happening consistently. It's not good, man.
Panera warns of data breach. The company that operates as Panera Bread and St. Louis Bread Company is alerting employees of a ransomware attack that occurred in March, in which names and social security numbers were stolen, along with what they describe as, quote, other information that you provided in connection with your employment, end quote. This incident coincides with an attack in April in which Panera's virtual machine systems were encrypted in a ransomware attack, which affected its internal IT systems, phones, point-of-sales system, website, and mobile apps. According to Bleeping Computer, Panera is not currently confirming any relationship between these two events.
I got a problem with Panera. I'll just leave that. I'll just leave that there. Catch me in person.
Catch me outside. How about that?
And we can talk about Panera. All right, so Panera got hit with a data breach. So if you worked there, congratulations. Look for your Look for your identity theft protection letter in the email, in the mail sometime soon. They did all the things, right? They took measures to contain the breach. Then they hired external cybersecurity experts to investigate, and they notified law enforcement. This is a standard playbook for a Fortune 500 company. Like this is literally what the playbook is. So, name and social security number. I mean, in 2024, is your social security number like really? The idea behind the social security number made sense in a pre-digital era, but not so much anymore, right? Here you go. If you were involved in the breach, you can enjoy 1 year membership to CyX's identity defense tool. And after 1 year, they'll be happy to renew it. Go ahead and throw it. Like I say this every time, right? That cabinet back there, that one right there, that's where all my identity theft protection is. I can't, like I said, I can't even open that cabinet because if I do, all the identity theft protection spills out. I just can't. It's like a tire fire. Okay. Rex coming in. I guess threat actors on that Panera attack. We're hoping to get some serious dough. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Rex. Yep. Hilarious. Love it. Love it. Love it. There's nothing for us to do here. As an information security practitioner, you could look at this as the right way to handle response at like a macro level. Obviously, the devil's in the details on what you're doing technically on IR to contain the breach. Like, how do you contain it? But you know, this is a good one. You like if you want to do a tabletop exercise, you could use this as a bit of a framework for it. Like when do you contact law enforcement? When do you hire external cybersecurity experts? Who are those external cybersecurity experts? I will point out, as much as I love Barricade Cyber Solutions, right? Who doesn't? Sometimes insurance companies will actually dictate which incident response firms you're allowed to contact. Like you can hire Barricade, but they won't. Like the insurance company won't pay because they're not an approved incident response firm. There's a whole ecosystem around that. I'll let Eric Taylor talk about that on Jaw Jacking or something. But usually you want to get on these approved lists so then you become part of the stable of IR firms that can be called in. State and local municipalities have, multi-year contracts, et cetera, et cetera. It's a whole thing. But it is a good tabletop exercise. Let's go.
Email scam costs Massachusetts town $445,000. A cautionary tale from the town of Arlington, Massachusetts, where they are admitting to being a victim of a social engineering attack. According to a statement from town manager Jim Feeney, town employees started receiving legitimate emails from a vendor involved in a project focused on rebuilding a local high school. However, cybercriminals had compromised some town employee user accounts and were monitoring email correspondence. The criminals then sent messages from an email that appeared genuine, requesting a change in the payment method for the project from check to electronic funds transfer. Once the con had been discovered, the town was able to recoup just over $3,000 or 6% of the funds stolen.
Gross. Getting $3,000 back almost feels like more insulting than not. So Arlington, Mass, holler at Arlington. Obviously I'm originally from Massachusetts, right? Near there. Business email compromise. Let's take a look at it. Again, you should be protected. Business email compromise is a sleepy number 2 giant in the threat landscape, right? Ransomware is the belle of the ball, but I'm telling you, if you look, you'll see business email compromise is dressed to the nines. Business email compromise is looking pretty hot tonight, okay? Don't sleep on business email compromise. It's a very lucrative crime. It can be perpetrated in multiple ways. Famously, just recently, at $25 million with like a really technical deep fake attack. But usually, at least my research has shown that on average, this is a couple years old, but on average, a business email compromise attack ranges about $67,000 on average. So obviously you don't want to cut checks out the organization for any dollars to fraudsters. But dude, this is straight cash, homie.
Straight cash, homie.
So what did they do in this instance, right? Again, there's multiple ways to do this, but the way they did it was they basically hacked into a vendor's email account, right? So working on the Arlington High School building project, a 5-year state-funded rebuild. So they didn't hack a member of the Arlington state and local municipality. No. They hacked a company, some construction company or something, working on a project. So they have access to the email. So then they email the town employee an actual invoice and saying there's issues with processing payments. Go ahead and send it here. Multiple ways you can do this, right? BC is so hot.
That Hansel's so hot right now.
You could intervene. You could watch the communication between two legitimate people, a contractor and ultimately what's going to be the victim organization, and then intercept the email right when transaction information is about to be passed and have the account numbers changed. That's one way. Another way, you could just send an invoice as the vendor to the victim, and it's all going to check out. DMARC, SPF, DKIM, all that's going to work because it's literally coming from the actual account. And, here, pay this, right? Boom, money sends. You can do it a couple different ways, right? Third-party risk management. Yeah, I mean, this is why. Listen, this is why when you do business with another company and you send them that, 400-page questionnaire, this is why you send the questionnaire. In reality, you really should only send like 10-question questionnaire. But do you have multi-factor on your email? Yes or no, right? Now, that doesn't mean that would have stopped this guy, this construction person from getting compromised. They could have gotten compromised various ways. But what I will say is you need really good processes, and all the finance people and CFOs out there should know these processes around approving moving money out of the business. But remember, finance people, they're cutting checks all the time. They're responding to invoices all the time. Got to be vigilant, got to be consistent and vigilant. Sucks for this. Dude, Arlington only has 46,000 residents. Is there I don't know if annual revenue makes sense. How would you look up? How do you look up money? How do you look up how much money they made in taxes or something? I'm kind of curious. Is this devastating to Arlington, or is this because Arlington's near Boston, so I think it's kind of expensive to live up there. Let's see. Average income in Arlington, Mass is $160,000. Not bad. Average home price in Arlington. Again, I don't know if that's a good way to measure how bad this is, but let's see. Look at this. Zillow. Average home price is $1 million. Okay.
Straight cash, homie.
I'll see myself out.
Catch me outside. How about that?
All right, let's go.
Usual, we've got a great Friday of live.
All right, y'all. Hey, really quick before we go over to jaw jacking, and I want to point out to everybody that it is Friday, so we will have an open panel invitation. People have really been enjoying this. I certainly enjoy it. Let's go. Let's introduce the winners of the coloring contest, okay? So a couple weeks ago, just as a community initiative, we sent out tons of coloring sheets, and we asked you to color. The judges were Mrs. Auger, Callan, and Grayson. So we had an eclectic mix of diverse backgrounds and age groups. We had 4 categories: 0 to 6, 7 to 12, 13 to 18, and over 18. Let me introduce you to the winners. Also, I want to make you aware that all winners, everybody who participated, will have access to I basically made a bunch of wallpapers. So I figured kids might have iPhones, Android devices or tablets. So I've actually produced wallpaper, fun ones for tablets and iPhones, and this is freely available to everybody in the community. So go ahead and scoop those up if you want. Prizes for everyone. And now let me show you the winners. I don't know what this is. Thumbs DB. Let's go ahead and move that to the trash. I don't know what that is. All right, there we go. Scoop up. Thank you all so very much for participating. So let's show our winners, okay? Hold on. In our age group, wait a minute. Hold on one second. Did I screw this up? Hold on. Oh, okay. Oh, no. Here we go. So for our winners in our age groups, 0 to 6, our first winner is Addison, age 5. Addison, age 5. Here we go. There is Addison, age 5. The judges' The judges' responses included enjoying the color composition of this. Age 5, pretty solid. Good use of purples and blues. I was not a judge, but this is totally vibing with my retro synthwave vibes. So congratulations, Addison, age 5. Brent B, connect with me. All winners connect with me for your prize. Every winner is going to be getting a $25 Amazon gift card. I do want to give a shout out to Lucy, who age 2. This was honorable mention. Lucy, age 2. All right, guys, if you have kids, come on. Yes, Brent B, your daughter did win. All right, let's go ahead. Now, the age group 7 to 12 was incredibly competitive. 14 submissions. So the judges had a difficult time with this one. But ultimately, our winner was Shrieker, Sreeker, age 12. Shrieker with the CISP study break. Way to go, Shrieker. Thank you so very much. The judges loved how clean the lines were. Also, judges noted that the strokes of the crayon were kept consistent. Very nice. Very nice. If you are Shrieker, age 12, or whoever submitted that, please reach out to me on LinkedIn or Discord. Not Discord DM. Discord, like open chat. Because, All right. Congratulations. 13 to 18 age group. We only had one submission. Guys, you know what? Hey, when there's only one submission, you win. Emilio. Now, this said Emilio 12 plus, so I don't know if this was Emilio an adult. This does look adult quality, but love it, love it, love it. Look at Emilio even printed this out on heavy cardstock paper. You can tell if you're particularly nerdy. You can see this is like high-end cotton cardstock. Even, I might add, took a picture with this with shadows and lighting. Emilio, nice job. Emilio, contact me for your prize, age 13 to 18 age group. And then finally, our over 18, our just adults age group. Our winner for our age group, this is Giselle G. Giselle Garcia. I might mention Giselle held the baton not too long ago. Giselle. Uh-oh. Here we go. This was a popular one. This was a popular one to color. So I really enjoyed this one. The judges liked this. I want to point out one specific detail the judges really liked with this one. Pay attention to the details. Giselle actually colored in with shadows around where the actual middle of the flower is. The attention to detail here is what puts you over the edge, Giselle. Congratulations. Contact me, open DMs for your prizes. Now, before I exit, I do want to say, as the ringleader here, I did make one. I did pick a bonus winner. I was not a judge, but I did pick a bonus winner. I want to award a prize to Violet, age 9. I picked this one. This was my favorite one out of the entire collection. Violet, age 9. Look at this. Ooh, it's a dragon. Magic the Gathering. Don't come at me, bro. Key rotation. I like the blues. Violet, you're a winner. So good, so great. All right, guys.
That Hansel's so hot right now.
Coloring contests are so hot right now. So do me a favor, connect with me on Discord, open DMs, whatever, and we'll get you your prizes. Thank you so very much to everybody that participated. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you were attending our annual or our quarterly all hands meeting, I told you I was going to make an effort to do more community engagement and community events. This is one of those. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so very much for all participating in the coloring contest. And if you didn't win, I hope you enjoyed the experience altogether. All right, I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. We're going to boogie over to jaw jacking. If you want to get on the panel, holla. But let's do this right now. I'll be back in a hot minute with that kooky guy, Jerry guy. He's always running around here, always talking trash about me. Let's go. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Jaw Jacking. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Welcome to Jaw Jacking. Really quick, before we get started, I want everyone to know the next 30 minutes is an Ask Me Anything. We're going to have a panel of senior practitioners and professionals who are here to mentor at scale. If you have any questions, any confusion, resources, career, certs, whatever, get your questions in chat now. We are here to help. We're going to be joined by DJ Bisek. DJ Bisek, you might recognize him from such popular hits as coming in midstream when the stream breaks. How you doing, Bisek?
I'm doing good.
Yeah? All right. You have a good week?
I've had a busy week, but that all comes to an end today, and I get to go on vacation for a week, so.
Oh my, you're allowed to go on vacation?
It's not so much allowed as I'm doing it.
Oh, all right. It's actually
this is happening.
It's prescribed. I love it.
It's definitely prescribed.
What did you think of the coloring contest?
I thought it was pretty good.
Great, I loved it too. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Let me see.
We got some talent.
Jesse Johnson might want to jump in here. All right, guys, let's get the question train running. Wading through logs. I messaged you if you want to jump on the panel. Let me know. Wading through logs. All right. First question: job poster, network and digital security administrator. Experience with admin of Windows 2008, 12, 16. Veeam.
Yeah, you read it right.
I mean, what's the question?
You read it. So this is from Trevor. He actually asked this question last night in Slay Security. We told him to ask it this morning to watch you go crazy, because the question is: there's a job posting for a network and a digital security person with, and what they put in there is that it's for Windows 2008, 2012 with VMware for the police department. For me, I was like, whoa. They actually put in the job that they're running 2008,
2008 R2. Yeah. Dude, yeah.
Runs.
No, that's not good. Like they should be opening a job position for a Windows Server administrator, not for a cybersecurity professional.
And not putting in there that they're running 2008, 2012.
Yeah, that's bad OPSEC. That's bad OPSEC. So for those who don't know, and BSEC can definitely, and we're joined here by Jesse Johnson, aka the Cosmic Cowboy. Good to see you, Jesse. For those who don't know, basically, 2008 R2, when you upgrade from 2008 R2, there's massive schema changes, and it's very disruptive, right? It's like a lot of work, and it's a big pain in the ass, and admins just kick it down the road. But there's tons of functionality in Azure that you cannot take advantage of on 2008 R2 because they require those schema changes. So basically, you're hamstrung into like this crappy situation because you're running a legacy tech. Also, BSEC, how often are you seeing mixed environments with 2008 R2, 12, and 16? Like, I know you can have newer servers, but usually it's the do those schemas play together? No.
So with the 2012, you can't even upgrade 2012 to 2012. I'm thinking 2008 R2. You can't even go 2008 R2 up to 16. You have to you'd have to jump to 2012 and then to 2016.
Oh yeah,
And now you're on 2019, 2022. Like they're so far behind that this would be a long phase to if you're going to upgrade versus just go screw it, we're going into Azure or going into something and just put everything in there and move. And that would be that's a heavy lift.
Yeah, I also want to point out it's kind of difficult to demonstrate return on investment for that because like the business is just like, hold on, it's just Windows Server, right? Like what do we get for that? And it's like we need it, and they're like, I don't see it. No, real quick, Rex with a super chat joke.
Did we just become best friends?
Yep.
Threat actors demanding payments in cryptocurrency is almost a joke at this point. It's a bunch of really bad comedy bits. Oh. All right, there we go. There we go. Happy Father's Day, by the way, DJ Bisek and Jesse.
And to you too.
And
Dad.
to you too.
Thank you. Yes, I am Dad.
Dad.
It looks like Deb Wigley's in chat. I'm doing like the most dad thing ever. At 3 a.m. tonight, I'm getting in my car and driving 16 hours. That's like so dad. That's so
like
dad.
The Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah.
Do you have a wood panel station wagon?
I'm going to get one. Queen Truckster, have Eugene Levy sell it to me. A lot of people miss that opening scene of National Lampoon's Family Vacation where they crush his car and he like asks for his car back and they bring it back to him. Oh my God.
Have the kids in the back window.
Yeah, exactly. Such a classic. Oh my God. So, hey, what questions we got? Looks like we're joined by another panel member. Ladies and gentlemen, wading through logs. Wade Wells is in the house. What's up, Wade?
What is up? It's
Hey.
it's early. I'm here.
Yeah, Wade Wells coming out from the left coast. Good to see you. I'm glad you made that sacrifice. I do want to shout out BSEC really quickly. I don't know if you missed the email, but we are wearing Black Hills merch on stream today.
Oh no. All mine's probably in the wash.
Oh yes, okay, very good, very good.
I gotta get it. I have to wash it all for vacation, so I can wear it out.
Shout out to Deb Wigley. Deb Wigley's in chat. I don't know if you guys saw this. The Spearfish General Store has the GRC shirts right now. We're actually making a concerted effort to set a record for selling out the fastest. It's kind of a thing.
Oh wow!
Share this on screen. If you're interested, they're right here. This is the actual Black Hills collab shirt. And then Run GRC is just equally awesome. So scoop them up. Wading through logs. We're trying to get wading through logs on the GRC train. So,
You know, the funny part is my master's is in policy.
is it?
Yeah.
So, dude, you're quite an eclectic man. You took a course in debate. You have a degree in policy. Why don't you tell more people that? Get the GRC thing cool.
I probably should. I thought it would round me out. I guess it did. I agree with you. I realize that policy is like the rules that I have to enforce now. I accept my policy overlords.
Yes. Resistance is futile. That's what it says on the shirt. It's so appropriate.
Yeah, once you deal with it day in and day out, you learn that it is life.
Exactly. So hashtag GRC. Like I'm like literally on a mission to make GRC socially acceptable. All right. So what questions we got in chat, everybody? Let's go. Wade, are you excited for Cyber Threat 101 next week?
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty fun. I finished up all the labs because I completely redid the labs to make them a little bit more exciting. And then I sent a couple people through them. And if there's any spelling errors, we can blame my sister. So that's always good.
All right. I love it. Cyber Threat 101. I'm going to drop a link in chat. If you guys don't know, basically Wade Wells, the guy who's on stream right now, is teaching this course next week, June 20th. Still an opportunity to get it. He's an expert in cyber threat intelligence, and he's broken down everything you need to know to like be effective at doing it. I'm taking the class. I'm super excited. I've decided, Wade, no pressure, but I'm going to like document the whole experience and make a video on it. So I did
class
it
too. You're just gonna document and experience everything. Like at first I heard Wild West Hackin' Fest, now this too.
Well, I'm like, yeah, I'm like out of my mind. Like I'm really enjoying doing the filming type stuff recently, so I'm all on board with it now. So yes, it's gonna.
Jerry's gonna become a vlogger. You're gonna see him walking around with a little gimbal.
Yeah. Right. Hold on, one of these.
the DJI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The little
and the
pocket.
Day,
I've got a
the
little
day in the
pocket.
life videos will change too. All of a sudden, a cup of coffee.
There you go.
There you go, right there.
What's up, everybody? Hey, I'm gonna just try this froyo right there. Oh my God! Come on, guys. It's what questions we got? This chat's kind of quiet, dude. I was getting blown up on questions on Tuesday. It was like out of control. Awesome.
It's crazy how it does that. Like one day it's just something kicks it off, and then the next day there's nothing.
Yep, exactly. That's okay. We're here to do community and chat and everything.
Going back to the question that Trevor was asking, we actually kind of talked about it last night. In the 2008, 2012, that job, what we told him was, if that's something that you go for and you get, then it's something to bring up. Like, hey, you do realize that you're on 2008, you're on 2012. That's end of life already. How would we move forward if I come in? If we do this, how would we upgrade? I think he said he's actually in Canada because we were talking about using municipalities around you. Of course, you've got the local government's usually the ones that are going to be doing the police department. But what I was saying, you have things like CISA in your area that you could contact to help update stuff or get policies in place. I don't necessarily know what's up in Canada, but something along those lines to bring forth how they would upgrade and move forward. So,
yeah, there's a lot of municipalities getting hit.
Well,
how often?
Especially if you're going to put out that you're running 2008. Hey, we're running 2008 server. Come work for us.
Yeah.
Why would you even put that out there?
It is definitely bad OPSEC.
It's hard mode, right? Like, do you want
that X wants more behind the scenes pictures? Yeah, we could certainly do that. I've posted a couple. Do you guys ever? I mean, you guys are streamers, right? I mean, do you ever post like behind the scenes of like your setup and stuff like that?
Mine's been on stream multiple times.
Yeah.
I think I've only shown other people my setup. I've posted in like other chats, but I actually have like one of those 57-inch ultra wides as my main monitor, and then I will admit, so it is nice, but I have had like problems. So I'm a gamer, and running it to its fullest, I had to buy the best AMD card that there was out there to run like 120 hertz and stuff. And then completely to my right is my actual work setup, which is like dual 32-inch monitors. So like if I'm ever working and I'm like, oh, the firewall is blocking me, I just scoot over. I'm like, all right, let's go to this.
That's awesome. I love it. I have a 37-inch ultra wide, or it's, I wouldn't even say ultra, 37-inch wide. I am sad. I wish I had gotten like, 57 inches. Like, dude, that's like, how do you even, did you have to knock a wall down to bring it into the house or something?
Dude, I'll send you a picture of the box. Is bigger than my wife. So here's the other thing. When I bought it off of Amazon. And Amazon, it was like $2,500. And then, of course, the week after, it goes on sale.
Of course.
Right? And I tell Amazon, they're like, no, we don't do that anymore. You just have to return it. And I'm like, all right. I still had the box. I put it in the box, and they actually came, grabbed it, and left it. And then I bought it again.
Then you bought it again?
Yeah. And I was like, it was a pain in the butt, I will tell you. But
that cost them more in delivery.
Yeah, this is the only thing that I've ever had to set up. You set it up inside the box and then pick it up out of the box. Like, there's instructions on how to get it out. And then I bought an arm for it too, but then I realized like there's not enough room in my office for the arm as well. So I was like, all right, just set it down. The base is like a 45-degree angle, so it fits like perfect into the corner of my desk. So I think my desk is 8 feet long, because I have two setups on either side.
You haven't been able to like leave your office because you basically have a wall in the way.
Yeah, that's pretty much right. I had stuff on that wall too. Like I have like my whiteboard, but now like the monitor takes it up, and I'm like, I guess I'm just not going to use this whiteboard anymore. It's fine.
That's awesome. We got some questions in chat coming in here really quickly. Let's rapid fire him. Kerry says he's been trying to get into IT and doesn't have the Net Plus cert. He knows enough to get in trouble. I was told this is a way I could get to the door. Gentlemen, thoughts on the value of getting the Net Plus cert as far as helping you get a job?
I feel that.
I'll let y'all take it because I've got different opinions on those.
I think the Net Plus cert's like one of those basic ones. I think the education behind it is very important, right? That's the big thing. I will admit I failed the Net Plus the first time I took it because of Wi-Fi, freaking all the different Wi-Fi stuff. But like, it's entry level. It's like next to Security Plus. It's stuff you should know, and I think proving that you have that knowledge is important.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's not quit chasing the certs and chase the knowledge. I think everybody constantly says that the cert is for you. The cert isn't necessarily for the job or any of that stuff. It's the knowledge that's there. Jesse and I talked about this last night. We were talking about something, and somebody asked a question. And it's more along the lines of, can you retain what you're studying and what you're learning, not just answer the question for the test. That's what you need. Don't go memorize the question and pass the test and then try to get a job, and then in an interview you bomb the interview because all you did was memorize the stuff for the test. You don't actually know what it is or the concepts behind it. So
Right.
It's more along the lines of knowing the information, not necessarily there for the certification. The certs are for you. I mean, you see them back here on my wall. The certs are for you. You can put them up, and like Jerry's next to him. Jerry's got his doctorate next to him.
It's the only
we put
thing
him
I
up
have
there,
left
and
yet.
it's like, hey, look, I did this. I pat myself on the back that I did it. But it's the knowledge that you gain. It's not the piece of paper.
Yeah. And this is covering a fuse box. That's actually
That's the real purpose.
that's the utility of it. Kerry sees a school near him and guess he needs to ask them if they need help with any computer stuff. Okay. Not necessarily cyber related. Let's go around the horn. Which laptop computer you guys recommend that's reliable and worth getting? Cosmic Cowboy?
I'm old school. I like a ThinkBook.
ThinkBook. All right. Solid, reliable.
Or a ThinkPad, yeah. Old school ThinkPad, solid.
That was IBM, right?
Yep. And then
Lenovo.
Lenovo later.
So here's the deal. So I was down with Lenovo's. They just got put on like the do not buy list.
No.
Because I didn't know this. Great marketing. Lenovo's are made in China.
Oh, is that right? I mean, I'm not surprised they're made in China. But
I'm
I
not.
didn't
Well,
realize
like they're a Chinese company.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
blew
got
my
some
mind. I was
vintage
like,
ThinkPads.
yeah. So IBM, I'm with you with IBM ThinkPads. I have a Lenovo. That is literally my my laptop of choice, just because I've had a lot of good experience with it at employers. So
Yeah.
Now we got to scan them.
BSEC, what do you got for a recommendation?
I mean, I actually do have a Lenovo. I have a small 13-inch. It's got like 32 gigs a minute. Just a work laptop. For me and what I do, all I use a laptop for is a serial connection into physical switches, routers, and so forth. So for the most part, it's just it's part of my go bag.
Oh yeah, we were talking go bags a lot lately. I'm a huge. I have a Lenovo for my mobile studio rig or whatever you want to call it. Big fan. I will say just to not that this was the question, but I think HPs are trash. Like I'm just gonna say that I've never had a good experience with an HP laptop or HP printer or HP anything. Did you there was a story not too long ago about how HP was flirting with the idea of a subscription service for their printers, and part of the deal was that they would be able to just randomly print out marketing things to you on your printer, which is ridiculous.
The heck?
All right.
that would be hilarious.
Yeah, it pissed me off. Jenna Power says, where's BSEC and Wade Wells' shades? It's a requirement for jaw jacking.
I saw them. That's why I put it on.
BSEC's got some shades. I like that. Dude, you live in San Diego, Wade. You must have a dozen sunglasses.
I was gonna say, are we gonna go sunglasses? We
Oh,
These are B-side San Diego sunglasses. Let's see.
Oh, I like it. They represent.
Yeah.
Represent. If you are in the San Diego region, definitely connect with Wade Wells. Good guy.
I
was
post
at
in
San Diego
the
not too long ago.
I post in the SC B-sides meetup group every now and then, just because there's meetups all the time in San Diego, so I always throw them in there.
Yeah, it's a cool place to be. Luke Canfield wants everybody to know that if you didn't know, next Tuesday there is a public speaking Simply Cyber event. You can always go to simplycyber.io and look at the calendar of events. We can't call it Toastmasters because that's trademark, but basically it's a lot like Toastmasters. So if you're looking to improve your public speaking, holler at Luke Canfield next Tuesday live on the Simply Cyber Discord server. Any recommendations on marketing yourself for cybersecurity consulting? You guys do any freelance work?
I don't have time to do freelance work.
Okay.
I do. When it comes up, I do stuff like this, and then people just like, "Hey, would you ever do this?" And I'm like, "I guess." And they're like, "All right, let's do it." And I'm like,
I
"Okay,
love it.
that's it."
What about you, Jesse? You do any freelance gig work?
You know, as I am making this awesome kick the door down in cybersecurity, that is one of the ways I definitely got, I guess, my start was getting that knowledge of skill sets, concepts, and the ability to talk to different, right? The C-suite and like the lady at help desk. And then I just put myself out there with a help of ChatGPT, a nice email that said, "Hey, I'm a cybersecurity professional graduating from, graduating, right? You're graduating life. So I'm a cybersecurity student. I'm ready to graduate. As part of it, I am conducting whatever vulnerability management scans for small businesses or whatever it is, just to get the hands-on experience, and then B, get your name out there." And that helped a ton. That was like something that's on my resume, and I get asked about it. So
that is a great idea. I applaud you for that.
Thanks, Sam.
Yeah. Man, why didn't I do that?
I do want to. So this is a little bit of a long play, but I will tell you, I have evidence that this works. Okay, it's a long play. It's a little hard, but if you start a YouTube channel, okay, if you start a YouTube channel, you don't have to be Simply Cyber. I'm telling you, people will like. You're demonstrating that you have expertise in something. You're putting yourself out there. You'll demonstrate your public speaking. You'll demonstrate your capability to produce something, and you'll be demonstrating your knowledge base in cybersecurity. If it's a cybersecurity YouTube channel, I know multiple. Like I myself, of course, I think I'm a bit of an anomaly. Haven't had to apply for my last 2 jobs, right? And I know other people in the industry who have YouTube channels who it made a significant impact for them on being discovered. Okay, so I just want to let you know that. Also, shameless plug, but I'm doing this because I think it's worth it. I'm literally almost done putting together this YouTube practical YouTuber. I don't know what the title is going to be, but like literally, I'm putting a course together that will teach you exactly how to build a YouTube channel for cybersecurity from like zero to like you've got content being produced and you're successful at it. And I'm super pumped because I think the students of this are actually going to see career impact afterwards. I guess Wade Wells is out of here. Jesus, that was a pretty harsh exit, Wade. Wade's like, YouTube? Fuck. Oh, hey, he's back. Hey, Wade.
I don't know what just happened. My like network. I'm gonna blame the monitor, like I said earlier.
All right. I love it. Any okay. What tools and techniques do you use for real-time threat detection and monitoring in a factory environment? I'm looking at PLC and SCADA.
You
guys do anything with real-time detection?
I don't want to name brands.
Yeah. We'll talk technologies then, maybe.
Yeah, like you're gonna want to do something because you're not gonna be able to put endpoint technology on them, right? So usually you're gonna want something on the network. So we'll say like a NIDS, right? Or NP, neither something network related more than anything else is what I would say. Argue.
All right, so keep it at the network.
Yeah, I was gonna say with something along those lines, like Wade said, you're not putting stuff on PLCs or on SCADA, so that's gonna be like on the wire that you're gonna be listening to.
It's been a while since
and have choke points if you can, right?
I mean, that's a good point. Isolation and choke points, yes, very much so.
So you can choke point on the network, so you can basically stand there and watch that traffic flow and not have it just be like, wild west everywhere.
Know which way they're communicating as well, because if all of a sudden one communicates like southeast, right?
Yeah.
Then like, all right, what's going on here? Why is this not?
Yeah. All right, let's see.
Christopher Young just wants to clear up. Isn't real-time detection just EDR/MDR?
No, just depends on what you're talking about. Because you're talking about EDR, you're talking about putting it on an endpoint. You can have real-time detection like IDS.
Real-time
that's actually
detection is like a big circle, and then EDR and MDR fit in that big circle. Like they're
and MDR, just so we're being explicit, MDR is like outsourced SecOps, and MDR services, that's like EDR is a technology, MDR is a capability. So it's not just like swapping out the first letter for a different thing. Like MDR services use EDR telemetry in addition to other telemetry in order to do SecOps work.
That's the whole managed part.
Yeah.
Somebody's managing it.
Arctic Wolf, aka.
Yeah, Arctic Wolf's a big player in that game. Expel's a big player in the game. If you're looking for SOC analyst work, I would look at those larger MSSP firms just because they've got workflows for ingesting new talent that they pay less than, like they make more revenue off you as a newcomer, and then, they'll grind you and spit you out. But you'll get 2 years of experience.
I would say look for the smaller your local MSPs, because they're more likely to hire you and have a smaller candidate pool. And then it's the same thing where they're just looking to get people in seats, looking at logs. That's what I did. That was my start. So.
All right, I like that. Also, great networking locally, right? People like to network locally. I feel like it's a little bit harder to find those firms.
Definitely, you have to do some Googling for sure.
The Googles. What about SOARs? What differentiates them from everything else?
I hate that word.
Anybody done SOARs? I mean, I haven't really done much with SOAR. I mean, I've done some like if this, then that, but not true, CI/CD SOAR.
No.
So CI/CD and SOAR, like they can do a lot of the same things, but you're not going to use them usually too, right? Like SOARs you want to think of it as like a playbook. So if you have a playbook in a SOC, whereas if email comes in and is malicious, the SOAR just automatically does everything that normally a person would use. The one thing about SOARs is they like kind of advertise as like the one fix all, like the silver bullet. I feel a lot of times, especially for SOCs. But the bigger thing about it is you need a dedicated dev, not a dedicated security person, a dedicated developer. And also someone who's good of knowing like how UI works and stuff like that. It's a lot of work, and I'm gonna say it like usually not a lot of smaller places can really set up a SOAR and have it be successful.
Yeah, you've got to build all the detections into it.
Yeah. I know.
It's great for smaller companies that can use it, but you still, like Wade said, you actually have to have somebody that can use it and then go in and build the detections. And are you going to go build a detection for one thing that happened, and maybe it never happens again, but you just spent an hour, 2 hours working on one detection of one email or one detection of something else along the lines?
A lot of the goal for like the larger SOCs is if you have a SIEM, right, that has alerts, you no longer do the alerts in that SIEM, you do them in the SOAR. So then you can easily do stuff. I know that Splunk just had some announcements for whatever Phantom turned into. So Phantom like sits on top of Splunk, but they just had some really crazy integrations that because .conf.
Is it the Hypershield stuff?
I don't even know the name. Like, I got told by a coworker. He's like, "Hey, have you looked at this yet?" And I was like, "No." They're like, "They just announced this," and I'm like, "All right, cool." But I try to stay away from SOAR. Like, I've been asked to like do stuff in SOAR. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna go over here. I don't want to work on that.
Yeah, it's called Splunk SOAR.
Yeah.
There we go.
We got one from Skylar. Just got my first security job working in vulnerability management and research. Any advice for resources I can look at ahead of time so I'm not drowning in knowledge when I start? This would have been great if Joseph was on here.
Yeah, hold on. I got to play the sounder. First job in cyber?
I came in like a wrecking ball.
Congratulations, Skylar. Straight crush it, homie. All right. Any advice for resources, guys? I mean, I've got some, but I'll defer to the panel first.
I mean, this is a great resource right here for some vulnerability management. You get that every day.
Yep. Daily cyber threat brief. Skylar, I would encourage you strongly to go check out CISA's known exploited vulnerability catalog. Make that a bookmark to help prioritize what vulnerabilities are actually most important versus not important. I'd also
set up alerts.
Set up alerts.
For that.
Go bring a dozen donuts to the R&D team. Get friendly with the IT staff, because they're the ones who are going to be patching and doing maintenance and stuff like that. You will not be doing that. So if you're if they're prickly to you, you're going to have a really tough time getting stuff done. Also, be mindful. I know, congratulations on getting the job, but just be real. Vulnerability management is it can be mentally taxing because you close 50% of your vulnerabilities and you're like, yay, and then a dump truck backs up on Patch Tuesday and unloads 75 new 0 days or whatever. So just be mindful of that. Just keep the good fight, right?
Got another one from Mike, and he's asking, is it a good idea to learn red teaming skills such as ethical hacking to help become better in blue team roles such as SOC? It goes both ways. In my opinion, it goes both ways. If you're blue team, if you understand red team, that's great. If you're red team, you understand blue team, that's great too. The knowledge is the knowledge. Being able to understand what the other side is doing can only help.
As Wade Wells famously said, we're all blue team.
Yeah. There is no red team. We're all blue.
Jesse,
I totally agree.
Thoughts on blue?
I think just in my experience, having kind of run the full gamut, I was talking in an interview yesterday for a job, which is really exciting. We're having this conversation, and like at the end of the day, we're all purple, right? Or we're all blue. Like, yeah, there's red and there's blue. It's so important to understand. And again, I'll probably get flack for using a buzzword, but to look at cyber resilience or cybersecurity as a holistic practice, right? Like, you can have things that click with you more, maybe. But at the end of the day, absolutely. If you want to be a SOC analyst and that's like where you feel you're supposed to be, there is absolutely nothing wrong with taking some time to learn tools, techniques, procedures, how hacking works, how ethical hacking is done, so that when you get in that interview, you can blow away the hiring manager and say, I kind of look at things not just as red or blue, but really from that holistic perspective.
Yep.
As a blue team member, I usually try to like lock on to a couple different types of attacks that I know very, very well, so that when I do have interviews, I can talk about them very, like in depth too. So
yeah, that's a pro interview move.
Totally. I've been asked in the few interviews that I've intentionally applied and went through, what's your favorite? And these were blue and red team roles. What are your favorite attacks? What are some of your favorite mitigations? And they're not looking for just like they want you to kind of talk about why is it your favorite attack and what makes it stand out to you. And then after that, they want to talk about, well, can you talk about mitigating that? And you have to kind of think about it.
What is your favorite attack? I got asked that in the last interview that I had, and I was like, that is a very good question, because it completely opens you up to understand how technical the person is and how deep they're going to go with this. The other one was, who's your favorite threat actor? And I was like, ooh. But,
who'd you say? I'm curious.
At the time, I chose Lapsus because I like it when it's just like these, not to say kids, but these people who aren't old, who aren't like these graybeards that are hacking and doing it for the lulz, right? Like just straight up going into Rockstar just to verify that the new Grand Theft Auto is being worked on, or like like if that's happening to them, right? Like I can use that to sell in the CTI world, use that to sell more security to our organization, as well as like figuring out, okay, what did happen? Oh, they used passwords in their chat channels. Do we do that? Oh shit, we do. Okay, so we better figure this out. Like, so.
Yeah, great question. I mean, great answer. And it's memorable, right? Like people are talking about, hey, remember like that guy gave that great answer to that. That's like another thing. Like if you can be memorable, that's in an interview, that's really good too. Pro move. I like Lazarus. I think Lazarus is cool.
Yeah. Okay, good. You're gonna like one of the labs then.
Oh, good. Okay.
Jerry's all about the crypto.
Yeah, I am all about that crypto. I got into like a pissing match with Finfrock last night on stream about crypto. Just debasing me. Like he's not arguing with facts. He's just debasing me about like what I believe. Calling me Linda.
You just start thinking about the Finfrock, and you can't start laughing. Like I just can hear his voice right now in my head.
Yeah, Finfrock. Wait, did you catch any of last night's stream?
I watched like 10 minutes of it, and then so I'm on paternity leave right now. So I'm using the last of my paternity leave. My son's about to turn 1.
Happy Father's Day, right? I mean, very apropos.
Yeah, I'll release another secret. Today's actually my birthday as well.
Ooh.
But thank you. And so I was actually downstairs watching this on my TV when you hit me up, and I was like, all right, I'll just go put him. My wife is still here, so I just went and go put him in the crib. And I'm like, I'll get on. But
that's awesome. Thanks for prioritizing.
I would say if you're in here and you missed yesterday with Finfrock, you got to go back and watch it.
Okay, I'll watch it later then.
It is like basically, you know how so like Simply Cyber, a lot of my personality and philosophical underpinnings kind of drive the scope of Simply Cyber and the guardrails in which we operate within. Like, you know, if we swear, we apologize to the child. Things that Finfrock might like, it's like you don't never know what you're going to get. Like he actually, like we started talking about crypto, and he's like, because he's a former CIA field officer. He's like, hey, he's like, this isn't financial advice. We're not giving financial advice. Now, if you need help with murder, like I got you. I got you. And I'm like, oh my God. So, all right, question coming into chat. If choosing a GRC career, would I need to have SOC experience to succeed? I have 8 years of IT support and landed my first cyber job dealing with compliance and regulations. First of all,
I came in like a
yes, sir. I am absolutely pants off excited with how many people have been landing jobs lately. This is awesome. No, you don't need SOC experience to be great at GRC. No. But like everything else in our industry, the more you have experience with other roles within the cybersecurity, field, the more effective you are at any other role, right? As a GRC person, you're deciding what threats are real and where you should spend your money on technology and people to reduce risk. And if you're just operating without any context of what's really happening out there and what really is bad, then maybe you spend $200,000 on a DLP solution when you don't have multi-factor authentication. So by having SOC experience, you would be better informed. But if you don't have it, it's not a big deal. You just make friends with like Wade or Jesse or anyone and ask them, hey, what's going on, right? Or attend the daily cyber threat brief, right? Thoughts, guys? Anybody? I know you BSEC, you play GRC on TV, and Jesse, you got your eggplant emoji for GRC. Wade, you did a degree in policy, so it's got GRC things.
It's important to know.
I don't just play it on TV. I deal with it all day too.
I know. I'm being faithful. So, does SOC experience help you as a GRC pro? Do you need SOC experience to be effective at GRC?
I think it's important. I think it's important to have, because I have had several things where GRCs rolled over to us and I'm like, that's not possible, or that's not feasible, right? Like what you're asking is ridiculous. That if like a risk person comes in and says, hey, this is a risk, and I'm like, no, they're like, you want us to create an alert for this, but this is so far down the kill chain that if this happens, we're already screwed. Yeah, there's no point. Like, and that's the one part of I think being a SOC analyst would at least would translate over well for risk, is that you know what those people are going through, right? Once again, like the SOC people are in the trenches, like trying to defend. If you've lived in those trenches a little bit, you're going to have a much better thought on what's going on.
Kind of falls back to the story this morning, Jerry, where you're saying, well, if you already have the username and password, why do you need to use something to infiltrate? Just log in and do it.
It's not like no detection is going to catch that. I mean, maybe conditional access if you're logging in from somewhere, but
right.
Yeah.
I think there's this missing piece in GRC that I think doesn't get shouted from the rooftops enough. And I think it's just this component of you still, even though GRC isn't quote unquote technical, I think that misses the mark because there's a lot of aspects of GRC that are highly technical. Now, GRC, are you coding and are you a developer? Are you programming? Are you elite hacker? Probably not. But you need to have some technical knowledge. And the reason is because you want to be able to have that conversation, right? At all levels of the workforce, you want to be able to speak to the different C-suites. And I really think that having just some, either it's SOC skills or even some ethical hacking knowledge coming into a GRC role will set you apart from the person who's like, I was told it's not technical. I'm good at spreadsheets. Can I be in GRC? Like, I just think there is more to it than people are giving credit.
Yeah.
And Wade's gone. But what I was going to say, like to piggyback off what Wade said, if you have SOC experience and you have a little bit of technical experience, it helps a lot with GRC, because if you're going to go walk in and tell somebody that there's risk on something and you're just saying, I saw that there's a risk over here, but you don't understand what that risk is or why that risk is there, and then you're trying to explain it to somebody, or you don't have the ability to explain it to somebody, that person sitting there that's the technical person that deals with that stuff all day long, they're just like, whatever. They'll listen to you, and then as you walk off, like, we don't need to worry about that one.
Yeah, you lose political capital too, because you look like a jackwagon. And like the next time you bring something that's actually quite real, they're going to be like, dude, you're always bringing dumb stuff in here. Like, get out of here.
Right.
Got to be careful with that. All right, Hunter's in here with a couple questions. Let's talk for a hot minute about Kubernetes, Docker, containerization. How important is it to know, and why? He wants to end up in cloud security architecture, but let's do a bigger conversation around Kubernetes and Docker. I'm very much not an expert at it. I've spun up Docker and used it, but it's definitely a fringe skill I have.
I've recently got into Docker, and it blew my mind, because like I'm used to having to set up these like blue team labs that take forever to set up. And now I'm like setting up a whole environment with a single command, and I was like, but the way I know Docker as, and this is from Graham Helton, which is he's a doctor. They're like lunchboxes. You think of a Docker like a lunchbox, and there's just little pieces everywhere, and then you put them all together to create one. But that's about as far as I go through it. I've been actually trying to.
Oh my God. What about you, Jesse?
And he's down.
Yeah. You done any Docker stuff, Jesse?
Spinning up labs, really probably entry-level Docker stuff, because I think cloud is important to know and have have that kind of holistic understanding. This job I'm applying for, I've been warned that there's going to be an extensive technical part around cloud technologies, as people just are in the cloud. So yeah, I think it's worth studying, but I'm the goober that thinks 99.9% of our industry is worth studying to have. So
now on this channel, it's not a goober. It's normal.
A nerd.
Yeah. What about you, BSEC, in your career? I mean, obviously you've been doing a lot. What's your thoughts on getting familiar with Docker? Just know it enough, or you should really spend time getting into it?
We definitely need to know it and know what it is. If you're going, if that's what you're going to be doing, is go into security and into the cloud, you definitely need to understand what it is. I got into it probably 7 years ago, 2017 or so. And that's when it first started, like with Kubernetes and Docker on GCP. And me and a colleague sat down and spent hours, because we were actually looking at how we were going to use that within our systems. It didn't turn out that we were going to use it, but the technology is amazing. Kind of like what Wade said, where you're able to just spin something up quick and easy, right? It's all built up in individual pieces, so you can, with infrastructure as code or any of that stuff, you can spin stuff up quick and easy. So it's definitely, depending on what you're doing, it's definitely something to get into. It's if you're going to move into the cloud as a security, then you definitely need to understand it, and you need to understand where all those images are coming from, what because a lot of people will fake those images and put stuff in them, and then you're downloading a bad Docker file or a bad Docker image, and now you've screwed yourself.
Yeah. Wait, you dropped in the middle of your
I switched browsers. I'm sadly I'm in Edge now. Chrome kept crashing. I don't know what's going on, but Graham has a couple good stuff. Graham's actually giving a talk about what the heck of Kubernetes is. I believe in the next couple weeks on Antisyphon. He has a lot of good stuff out there on both Docker and Kubernetes, and is the person I go to. So that's that I ask questions whenever I need it. But if you're trying to learn in the cloud and then also learning Kubernetes and Docker stuff, like, good luck. Like, those are two different sectors and two different deep ones that it's going to take a while to learn. I do think it is important to learn Docker, especially right now, if you're learning, because it's much easier to set up labs than to dive into things.
Yeah. And the nice thing too is, at least in my experience, again, it's very limited, is all of the dependencies, you get less questions from people you're trying to help because you've containerized all of the dependencies. So you don't I'm running this and running into this, one-off problem. Help me. Not that I don't like helping people, but I like helping people at scale. And with the Docker, you eliminate a lot of technical issues that creep up. All right. I'm looking for, yes. So here we've got, this is the thing that, let me see what this is. This is what Wade was talking about a hot minute ago, right? This is the anti-cast. What the F is Kubernetes and how do I attack with Graham Helton? Right? This is the training you were talking about?
Yeah, that is the one I'm talking about.
All right, cool. I'll drop this in chat. This is going to be August 21st. So, post Black Hat DEF CON, but, certainly worth putting on your calendar if you're interested in that. All right. Dinking around with my cameras. I do love it. I'm going to be moving on to OBS this October. It's a big thing. It's on my calendar. DJ BSEC is going to hold me hostage and change my infrastructure over to OBS. So can't wait for that.
I've used it some for video recording, but once you figure it out, it's not that bad.
Yeah. You dabble. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any tips? We're almost at 10. I'm going to have to drop pretty soon here too. Any tips? Still having trouble with job search. I keep getting ghosted, which I think is gross. Not you, J-Man 19920. I think it's gross that businesses do that. Auto rejections, phone screenings, no interviews. What do you think?
I'm seeing that a lot.
Yeah.
And I think right now it's not just the cyber market, it's just the market in general. Like a lot of companies are kind of pulling back.
Yeah. Which is why I'm so pumped about all these people getting jobs. Right? In a tough market.
I feel like the quality of recruiters, if you meet a good recruiter, make sure you add them on LinkedIn and then continue the conversation, even if you don't get the job.
Yeah.
That's my only advice to it. Otherwise you just have to keep taking the punches and just trying to keep going.
Yeah. Good recruiters are good recruiters. There's a lot of predatory ones out there too, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So be aware of that.
And I mean, if you really are looking for a job and you're trying to find one, don't just look close to you. You can look outside. I mean, there are a lot of places that do work from home. There are a lot of places that have jobs, and if you're willing to move, you'll get a job. So the opportunities are out there, but I would say that they're limited from what I've heard and what I see.
Yep. But network, and start a YouTube channel. All right, there's a question coming in from chat here for Wade Wells. Chris Young calling out Mr. Wade Wells directly. Drop some CTI wisdom. Give us a nugget. Give us a pro tip that you can do right now. Is he frozen?
If he's not, he's amazing at.
He's in the think tank.
He's
deep in the tank thinking.
Damn. Chris Young. Chris
totally
Young,
his monitor. It's the monitor.
Yeah, I know. Chris Young just did a buffer overflow on Wade Wells.
Hey, Zach Hill.
Hey, Zach Hill's in the house. Wade Wells is such a diva.
I don't know what's going on. I literally just turned my computer on today, and I just keep if both browsers are happening, that means maybe my power supply is going bad.
The computer is probably on paternity leave as well. That's what,
right?
that's what's going on.
Luckily, I have my Chinese laptop to substitute. But,
Wade's like, maybe if you put me full screen, Jerry, my computer.
do not. When you go, honestly, every time I go full screen on the news, my mind blanks. Like,
all right, drop a bonus tip for CTI.
So I have not used OpenCTI a lot, but I've set it up and used it, but not in a official manner. I've used the Hive as well as Yeti somewhat too. Those are both pretty good platforms. And then, of course, like the Hive uses Cortex and Mist, and that does a bunch of pretty much threat intelligence lifecycle stuff to pump in incidents and allow you to do tickets and stuff like that. Those are both some really good ones. I actually had my slides up on the left-hand slide to come up with other cool tools to tell you about. Tracelabs VM has a lot of really cool tools on that for CTI in general, but it's more catered towards OSINT, but honestly, like that slides a lot into intelligence. Mandiant also has Flare as well as another one called Threat Pursuit that are both pretty cool tools for CTI.
All right, those are really great bonus tips. And remember, you can take Wade Wells' course next Thursday, June 20th, 1 day Cyber Threat 101. I'll be in that class. I'm super excited about it. I will be a good student. I am a very good student, Wade, so I'll be sitting in the front, raising my hand excessively.
I have a decent amount of close friends in it now. Like people in San Diego hit me up and told me they're in it. Now I'm just like preparing for trolls.
I love it. Kimberly Can Fix It's dropping a Jason Blanchard Hunt Like a Hacker for a Job as a way to stand out as well. That's a great resource. Are those like recorded videos or is that like live streams he does? Or both, I guess.
Both. Yeah, he does both. He has a bunch of them saved up and then he has a bunch on his Twitch. He does it. Then now he's doing it on like LinkedIn, Twitter. I don't know if he's still on Twitch, but I see him go live every now and then and he saves them. I highly suggest that I go in there and mess around while he's in it too. So
yeah, he's good people. Jason Blanchard, Black Hills, Antisyphon, they're kind of blowing up right now. And people's roles are changing a little bit, but yeah, Jason's awesome. I mean, Zach and Kathy are kind of spearheading Antisyphon right now, which is phenomenal. Great talent at the top there. FedEx says, it seems you all, me, you, BSEC, Wade. Well, fuck, she's Wade. Wade's like, I refuse to share the stage with you. It seems you all use different platforms to manage your stream. What recommend for a newbie? So, I mean, I guess depending on what you're talking about, it
depends on your stream.
It depends on what you're trying to do, right? There's a lot of different angles to it, right? Wade's DMing me right now. I'm going to work on my computer.
I'm going to go turn the power on and back off.
Yeah, his browser crashed. All right, so Wade Wells, everybody. All right, there we go. So here's the thing. StreamYard and Restream are streaming platforms in the browser that can help you. Streamlabs Desktop is an application like OBS that can allow you to produce the feed going out. Streamlabs has a lower barrier to entry, but it's a resource pig. OBS takes more challenge to set up, but it's less resource intensive and way more powerful. And finally, if you want to do Twitch or YouTube, I'd commit to one or the other. Twitch is way better at audience engagement. YouTube is way better for discovery.
Twitch is also way better for moderation.
Mm-hmm. And being able to play whatever you want for music.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all know this. Of course, everybody knows I did DJ stuff on Twitch. Twitch actually just announced a DJ platform. They actually have communications with like all of the big record labels, Sony Records, all the record labels that allow you to now play whatever music you want to on your stream.
Oh, so they're getting the record company's like, all right, we're still getting money for the royalties. You can do whatever you want.
Yep. It's a 50-50 split now, but they actually
I bet the artists love that.
Yep.
It's a whole nother thing, but not cyber related. That's a whole nother soapbox.
It's a whole different thing, but
yeah,
it does allow you to do that.
All right, guys, we're at 10 o'clock. Let's just go around the horn one more time. I want to say thank you all for staying here for the jaw jacking. I really do enjoy the panel Fridays. It's a different kind of vibe, if you will, especially going into the weekend, which is always nice. Happy Father's Day to everybody. I want to go really quick. Last hits here. Jesse, final thoughts?
Have a great weekend. Talking to me? I think you should have a great weekend. Get out there, enjoy your kids, enjoy being in the park, do something with the family. Put down the computer for the weekend.
All right. BSEC, I know you're like 1 foot out the door. Like
I'm waiting for you to turn this off so I can go run. Yeah, I'm counting down the hours. Yeah, I will be probably listening next week, but I won't be as engaged next week because I will be out of town trying to de-stress and have some fun. So I will be back. We actually have to talk about that, Jerry. I'll be back the following week. I think you're out.
Yeah, I'll be out the following week, but we will have guest hosts. BSEC, are you guest hosting one of the days?
Yeah, I believe so. I think we got a couple lined up.
Yeah. So we're going to have guest hosts the last week of June, which is going to be, absolutely excellent. So look forward to that. Congratulations to everybody on the coloring contest. Thank you all so much for hanging out here. 223 of you. # Team SC, folks. Kicking it in chat. Have a great rest of your day. Have a good weekend. Happy Dad's Day to all the dads out there. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber on behalf of BSEC, Jesse, and the artist formerly known as Wade Wells. Be well, and we'll see you next time. Content. Keep the cybersecurity train going by connecting with the other Simply Cyber community resources. We have the Discord server that's lively and always keeps the conversation going. You can connect with me directly on LinkedIn. And also every single weekday morning on the Simply Cyber channel, we're doing live daily cyber threat briefings, 8 a.m. Eastern time, as well as Thursday at 4:30 p.m. We're doing live stream interviews with industry experts, and we produce videos that we push out every Wednesday morning. I'm Jerry from